Thank you, Rob. But good morning, everybody. I'm Emilia. I'm the dedicated FinOps engineer at Woven by Toyota. And today I'm joined by the brains of our operation, Maftuh.
Hello, everyone. Imagine in your FinOps practitioner, I'm as a compass, making sure that the direction is correct and we implement things in the right way. But everything cannot be done without our FinOps engineer here. So looking forward to share our story with you guys.
Fantastic. So this is a presentation aimed at anyone in the FinOps domain, but also if you're starting off your FinOps journey, if you're in the finance team, or even engineering, trying to look for some technical solutions to implement automation at the core of your FinOps practice. So let's get started. So who is Woven by Toyota? A lot of people have been asking us this at the conference already, and we are the software and innovation hub for Toyota, building the future of mobility through cutting-edge platforms and building autonomous driving, smart cities, cloud-native engineering platforms. This plays a pivotal role in Toyota's initiative to pivot towards a mobility-first company. And we are putting technology at the forefront of this. So think of us as like the Mavericks of mobility.
Right. And to understand a little bit about our company, we put a little bit history background here. We started in 2018 as Toyota Research Institute, Advanced Development. It was founded in Tokyo, but the idea is that we brought in the ideas and research that has been done in California. There's a lab of Toyota to a real execution. And 2021, we rebranded ourselves to becoming Woven Planet Holdings. It shows that, okay, we've brought in the research. Now we do the advanced development. And then in 2023, we rebranded ourselves to Woven by Toyota to show our commitment that will bring out the research into production. And during that time, we are also becoming the 18th subsidiary of Toyota. Yeah.
So though we've gone through a lot of changes, our core mission has remained the same.
Thank you. And what is our product? We have 4 main products. Who draws RAV4 here? Raise your hand. I have a RAV4. I'm a big fan of RAV4. Right. So the first product that we built is called ArinOS. And in the latest RAV4 that has been released several weeks ago, this product is finally on production, right? ArinOS is a software platform, a software development platform where the idea is the car grows with you, okay? The second product that we have is actually Woven City, built underneath Mount Fuji in Japan. This city is not a smart city, it's a prototype city used as a test track for development of robotics and advanced future technologies. And we have ADAS, mostly in the software areas of ADAS to deliver safety mobility. And the last one is Woven Capital. It's a capital fund that focuses on supporting startups across the globe that is researching or doing business on advanced technologies. Yeah.
So these products are helping Toyota drive transformation and shape the future of mobility and driving innovation.
Thank you. So driving all of this product development is not easy, right? Emilia, you would to share a little bit more on where
As you can imagine, underpinning all these products is a lot of technology. So we have 3 core platforms, our in-house state-of-the-art AI platform. So this has features like data annotation, machine learning, AI inference, and auto-labeling that help us build smarter systems faster. We also leverage a multi-cloud platform, which is Kubernetes native. So this is a namespace as a service, enabling teams to deploy cloud-native applications across multiple environments. And then also our engineering collaboration platform. So as you can imagine, there's a lot of engineers at Toyota, but how do we get them to collaborate across an IP restrictless platform? So it brings all the development into one environment tailored for mobility. And this offers an integrated suite of tools such as GitHub or Conference and accelerates our innovation and promotes collaboration. We also have a lot of security, so we work very closely with our security teams and our cloud teams, and these platforms don't just support our work, they amplify it and allow us to build the future of mobility with speed, safety, and purpose.
Thank you. So where do fit in all of this activities, right? This is how we came in. So the history is, on the left side, as you can see, our engineering team is doing very well. Our product development team is doing very well, delivering product development. Technical advisory, technical problems, everything is just a snap. Everything is being done very fast. On the right side, we have our leadership and our business team handling the day-to-day operation of the company itself. And when the bill came, I guess a lot of us has this experience. When the bill came, boom, AWS, GCP, $1 million, raise a big questions, right? Imagine I'm, as a finance director, coming down to the engineering room and tapping Emilia as one of the engineering director, like, hey, can you explain to me, what is this bill, right? So what she'll do is she'll close her laptop, move to an admin laptop, open up her AWS console or GCP console, and trying to figure out from thousands of accounts that we have, all right, hang on, this account belongs to, okay, I'll do another script, and okay, this belongs to this team. And then I have to walk all the way down to another team to ask, right? Again, it's coming from a simple question, but it drove a lot of kind of overhead to actually figuring things out, right? And this is where we came. We act as a bridge between the technical engineering team and also the business team. Not only internally, we go beyond our company's border to actually collaborate with our company affiliates as well. As you know, Toyota is a big group company. Some of our colleagues is actually here, right? So we act as a bridge, making sure that engineering can focus on delivering product development, where at the same time, the business folks can answer and also understand what is actually being spent for which product development, right? So that's very high level, but how do we really take the business problem from both engineering and also business, right? Before I go, who is here from consulting? Can you raise your hand? Okay. Hi, I'm from consulting too. So what we did is listen. First, before we start doing a lot of program strategy or how do we implement FinOps, we listen. We bucket our stakeholders within these personas. We collect their feedback, mostly on how does the cloud spend increase, where's this spike coming from, and so on, right? And we wrap it up as a big rocks. In Japanese, it calls hashira, or pillars. And then we combine it with some FinOps framework and principle, and we focus on 4 work stream of outputs.
Yeah, so our outputs were driven by engineering teams, but meeting the needs of the business. And this is how we prioritize our work, and we allot equal amounts of time to each of these key pillars. Right.
And in the bottom one, actually going beyond just practical implementation, we would like to build the community not only internally within our company, but also cross-border, cross companies, and also within the engineering practice in Japan as well. Yeah. You might see this very similar with some of the principles that was shown in the other presentation. It's because, yes, we actually take it from there. So, so moving on, we're gonna share a little bit of how we actually really put this business problem into practice. And Emilia there would be mainly explaining about that. Yeah.
Yeah, so when implementing a FinOps practice, the cultural change is probably the hardest part. And we're lucky enough to not really face that much cultural resistance because of some of the philosophies that are embedded into our ways of working. So if you go to the next slide, thank you. At Woven, our engineers are constantly striving for continuous improvement. So this is known as Kaizen in Japanese. And this is about making small incremental changes and reviewing processes to optimize your workflows and to make everyone's lives slightly easier. Another terminology, or Kanban, is about visualization. So if you're familiar with the Agile methodology, Kanban is frequently used, but this is just about automatically displaying data. And with everything we do in this day and age, there's data readily available. So if you create a visualization of this, it can really drive action. Waste, this is known as muda in Japanese, but by identifying even redundant or not used stock items, we can make optimization initiatives. So this can be applied to cloud resources as well. And then this one's a fun one to say, but autonomation, which is automation with human touch. So jidoka is a concept of using human advisory with automation as well. So next slide. And yeah, some examples of this, I won't go through the whole slide, but we've implemented some of our FinOps solutions to each of these core philosophies. And so to start with a case study, starting with Kaizen. So we identified that when building our FinOps practice, we needed to start with the foundation, which is governance. And to build a strong governance foundation, we need to build a strong tagging policy. And we have evolved our tagging policy based on our procurement of cloud accounts. And this is now fully automated. So it's gone through lots of reinvention of the process from manual forms or IAC, but now we have a fully automated, integrated single sign-on solution. So we use success factors for our user data, and we have mandatory tags of LOB, cost center, function, and user. And then when a user accesses our DevOps portal, this data is enriched with the cloud account, and you can automate the tagging process using cloud-native tools such as step functions. So essentially, we managed to achieve 100% tag compliance with just the click of a button. So now AWS and GCP clouds, cloud accounts can all be automated, and our developers can get a compliant account within seconds.
This actually helps with product development as well. As you can imagine, when people move around doing product development, usually we have to do a manual retagging. So this automation actually saves a lot of time, because an example, if I move from Arene development to ADS, everything that I own is automatically being shifted over. And it saves a lot of time from engineering side and also from the finance side as well, right?
And now visualization. So we wanted to get down and dirty with resource optimization from the start, but how do we show the value of our FinOps practice without some dashboards? So to leverage some of the cloud-native exports, we created a data platform with our enterprise data analytics team. So we have a really, really capable team that were a strong performer for this, and they helped us build a cloud-agnostic data platform, which then would feed into our Power BI dashboards. So we built this all in-house and used the automated exports from the cloud service provider, normalization tools within Snowflake and dbt, and then our Power BI front end. We then went a step further and we implemented row-level security. So combining with the SuccessFactors user data, we were able to combine the LOB or the woven enriched data and identify which data should be presented to the correct users. So now we have about half our engineering staff using these platforms and really driving data-driven decisions.
Yeah, it's not shown here, but I would also add that we combine the FP&A reporting and also the engineering reporting into one slide. And the reason why is actually to help people spend less time on spreadsheets, just to understand where we are as from budget point of view, what's behind it, and what is the gross cost that they actually driving when they do product development, right? So moving on.
And now we can focus on resource optimization. As part of one of our mandatory policies, we implemented intelligent tiering as a data lifecycle management. And this was really effective in driving cost savings, but it wasn't effective enough in removing the wasted resources. So we created an in-house solution combining the cloud-native inventory report logs as well as object access logs to create data-driven insights to our engineering teams. So as an account owner, you'll receive a notification with prefix-level insights as to which data can be moved to a more cost-effective tier or deleted altogether for cost-saving initiatives. And this is, again, a very user-friendly method for showing back FinOps initiatives at the core. So it's saving not only costs, but engineering time.
Yeah, let me give you guys an image of how big this has give us a value. Is we cut our storage costs to more than 60%. So this is a very big win for us. Yeah.
And the best part about FinOps is you get to work with some amazing teams. So we get to use all of the security tools. And our security team leverage Wiz, which is a really powerful cloud configuration management tool. And we've been able to create some custom FinOps rules using Rego, and then auto-remediation actions with Lambdas. And this has been really powerful to save engineering time, but also drive automated resource resolutions with audit trails. So you can see exactly what has been remediated and what changes have been made by our automation. And the account owner will also receive a notification of any changes. So we have rules related to EBS, S3, even EKS, like standard support, and making sure that all of our resources are up to date to ensure that we don't get any hidden costs for extended support. And this has been really powerful for engineering time, but we're not stopping there. We've made it multi-cloud as well. So anything that we build for AWS, we then create for GCP and Azure as well.
So from those business cases, Emilia, what are the impacts that we actually seen so far?
So as I mentioned, we've managed to achieve 100% tagging compliance, which may sound like a small feat, but across multi-clouds, across thousands of accounts, it was a big, big achievement. We've then created 6 custom cloud dashboards, and we're constantly building new ones based on engineering feedback. We've managed to reduce waste by about 50% to cost-effective storage. We optimize our workloads by using a dedicated team for reserved instances and savings plans purchases. And then, as I mentioned, we've created some governance policies. We've got about 10 DevX friendly and constantly building more. And then just reducing engineering time. So it's like the DevOps portal and some of this automation, it means that we don't need to enforce the account tags manually. They can be provisioned within minutes.
Right. So from all of those, right, this is basically kind of a summary of what we built, what is the underlying technology that's supporting the product development, and how do we map it into the FinOps capabilities. 6 dashboard, 50% data cost effective storage tier, shift left cloud configuration policies, and also Toyota Group collaborations. But what's next, right? There are areas in each of the capabilities that we're trying to discover in the future. For example, visualization. We're focusing our discovery in Kubernetes costs, tracking SaaS, SPAN, and also licenses, basically, FinOps Cloud Plus. In cost optimizations area, we are machine learning driven company. We're going to deep dive into AI cost models. How do we actually optimize trainings, inference, and also make sure that data is not running through an expensive cloud services. And as our dashboard and policies get matured, we're trying to figure out how to make it less disruptive to the engineers. And also, we're trying to do more data-driven cost optimizations, basically bringing the information directly into our CXOs and VPs. And with all of that, I think this is how we put FinOps as a part of enabling function inside our company to drive fast and scale mobility engineering, right?
Yeah, so FinOps is now a core function, and we enable fast, safe, smart mobility engineering.
Thank you. So I guess that's all from us. So we're really proud with our FinOps practice. And we're also working with Jinso. Where's Jinso? Can you raise your hand? He's not here today. But we're working with the FinOps Foundation Japan to drive and share more practices as well in Japan. Not only in Japan, in Asia Pacific region. So if you guys are interested to connect with us, share stories, we are welcome to that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Do we have any questions from the audience? Right down front. I'm going to have to throw it.
Hi, yeah, you guys said that you had 100% tag compliance. Do you automate tagging of provisioned resources, or you just cascade down from the account structure? Is that how you kind of do that?
So the account level tagging is mandatory, and then within the different products or operating teams, they can create their own tagging resource level policies.
Can you talk more about how you use Wiz for FinOps? Yeah.
So Wiz has a cost lens or report, and you can apply this out the box, but then we created our custom Rego rules. So with our IAC deployment of Wiz, you can create the rules as code or within the UI, and then apply auto remediation and guidebooks about how to remediate based on the rule. So for example, with the S3 lifecycle policy, this was an auto remediation rule, and we created a Lambda function that would then run the script to apply lifecycle policies to all S3 buckets that are provisioned within our organization. And then also a playbook for how engineers can implement this if they are using IAC.
So I really enjoyed the talk. I think it seems like you have a very mature practice. We all admire Toyota for being very thorough in everything you do. I'm happy Toyota owner. Anyway, this thing that you talk about, tagging of the various jobs, that applied as much in the data center as it does in cloud, right? So are you kind of unifying this, or are you only applying this principle you talked about for your cloud spend?
Yeah, the on-premise activity is ongoing, and we've prioritized cloud, but definitely Cloud Plus is our goal.
But you're not there yet.
Yeah.
We can help.
So I think for on-prem, it's only being used for a single business unit right now. So I'm working closely with the accounting team to actually making sure that the depreciation cost of that on-prem is directly being charged to the business unit, right? But for sure.
It's also more. It's like expensive software licenses. It's not just depreciation of software costs. It goes to your total IT spend, right? That you can include into it and have one big bill.
Correct. Yes. So we do that separately. Actually, it was not a part of our FinOps practice. But as we shown out to our leadership, like, look, we're successful. The demand is actually, okay, now you guys do Cloud Plus areas. So it's on our radar, but in our journey, we're just starting as well. Yeah. Thank you for the question. Yeah.
Awesome talk, guys. One question I had was, it's really awesome that you guys were able to basically implement like the full vision of FinOps, but I guess before that, what do you find were the things that helped you kind of like implement all these? Also, given the fact that I think it's interesting that you guys are working with kind of like, in this case, working with a Japanese organization, and I want to understand what were the things that kind of like helped you guys get to this level of maturity?
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
What do you think were some factors that helped you get to this level of maturity?
Yeah, I think championship. And ensuring that all your engineering teams prioritize costs. So one of the KPIs that is on a lot of our teams is costs and optimizing costs, which gets us a lot of business.
Actually, also like executive buy-in is actually very important. We were actually very lucky. So when I started the journey, the past CEO, he was requesting directly that he would like to understand who actually spent the cloud money and where did it go, what service they use. So starting from there, the demand is becoming real. We built the dashboard like from very reiterative, I would say. We just start with account, business units, and then we reiterate it into something else. So starting from there, then people will provide some feedback, for example, like, hey, this is disruptive. We cannot deliver our engineering effort if we have to do a lot of tinkering on something that is not in our radar right now. So we take that feedback and work together with the cybersecurity team to make sure that how do we make it less disruptive, which is why we go with implementation as well. So yeah, it's very, I would say it's very agile related. It's just, you just receive feedback all the time. And if it's about money, even in your private life, if it's about money, you get like, okay, what's happening, right? So that's very, that was kind of like one of like several things that help us succeed when implementing FinOps. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry. So what I'm asking is that what were the failures, which later turned into a building blocks for success?
Mm-hmm.
So probably what were the failures in the journey?
As I mentioned, like we've iterated a lot. So we've learned about processes and how to build better processes, but automation I find is key, and ensuring that engineers don't really have to take manual actions. So a lot of maybe not failures, but pushback that we received was from us providing guidance and then asking engineering teams to take action. It was more effective to give automated solutions, which remove engineering time. But I don't know if you have any failures.
Fails. One of the fails actually is we don't listen to the engineer. This is a very big fail that we experience, especially in Japan. We have this working culture of they call it go to the gemba. It's basically go to the workforce and listen. Our first implementation of FinOps policy was, you know what, this is no-brainer, we do it, boom. And every infrastructure stopped moving. That we learned that, okay, if we really gonna do this change, go to the gemba, go down into the working force, understand, hey, if we do this, do you guys think it will make sense to implement it or not? I think, yeah, that take us into an approach where we do a lot of consensus decision making at working level. And if out of 10 teams, one team is not okay, then we could do a workaround with them and then take it as a decision. So yeah. But the biggest fail is not listening to the customer.
So you mentioned that you've taken the variance questions or anomalies away from the engineers and pushed it back to the FinOps teams. Is your FinOps team engineer forward where they understand all of the reporting that they're viewing? Or is it more finance forward or a good combination of both?
Good question. Actually, it's a mix. So I came from strategy, FP&A, and also accounting consulting. But at the same time, where we sit inside our company is in the cloud and AI enablement team. So a finance guy sitting in an engineering team, it's a bit weird, but it actually gives a lot of sense, I would say. It's because sometimes if the requirement coming directly from finance, they don't understand how complex actually is the implementation. And sometimes if it's only engineering driven, usually it's performance and speed, where you lose feasibility of cost as well, right? So finding the middle ground for us, like finding the middle ground, for example, I receive business requirements, and then I discuss it with Emilia to see if, like, do you think this makes sense? Do you think we can actually deliver this request in 2 days? Right? It's impossible. And we laid out the plan and share it back to our FP&A finance team as well. So yes, we can do it, but we'll do it in 2 months. And between that time, that's a risk. And they need to understand, okay, that's a risk. Yeah.
Hey everyone, producer Andrew here. Thank you so much for watching and for your support. For more FinOps X 2025 content, go check out our YouTube channel. Like, subscribe, and leave comments and questions for all of our wonderful speakers. We appreciate your support.